It's 7:14 a.m. on a Tuesday. Michael is stuck in traffic on the 405. He's 51 years old, wearing a $400 dress shirt, driving a car he's still paying off, mentally rehearsing talking points for a meeting that starts in 46 minutes. David is making coffee. He's also 51. He's wearing a t-shirt. His dog is asleep on the couch. His phone is off. He has nowhere to be. Not today. Not tomorrow. Not ever again. Unless he decides otherwise. 25 years ago, Michael was the one everyone expected to win. 1998. Both of them graduated from the same state university in Ohio. Same year, same major. Business administration. Neither came from money. Neither had connections. They shared a 2-bedroom apartment for 6 months after graduation while they looked for jobs. Michael got hired first. Sales role at a mid-sized firm in Chicago. Base salary, $38,000. David took longer. Marketing coordinator at a smaller company, $31,000 a year. Michael was ahead, and he knew it. In those first few years, both of them spent roughly what they earned. New city, new life, rent, food, going out, a wardrobe that matched the job. One difference. Small enough that nobody would have noticed it at the time. Every time David got a raise, any raise, he kept living on the old number. The new money went somewhere else. He called it banking the delta. Michael didn't have a rule. He had ambition. At 25, ambition looked like the better bet. By 35, Michael was making $130,000 a year. 3 promotions. 1 company switch for a 25% bump. His LinkedIn profile was impressive. His apartment was impressive. His car, definitely impressive. He married. 2 kids. Moved to a suburb with good schools. The mortgage was manageable. Barely, on 2 incomes. Second car, leased. 1 vacation abroad a year, sometimes 2. Every year, more money came in. Every year, more money went out. He wasn't reckless. No watches, no gambling. He was just living at the level his income made possible. David, at the same age, $75,000 a year. No impressive car. A 2009 Honda he'd bought used. Quiet weekends. There was a period. He's talked about this. Somewhere around 33, 34, when he started wondering if he'd gotten the calculation wrong. Michael was flying to Cancun. David was rereading his brokerage statement on a Saturday night. The numbers were growing, but slowly. Too slowly to feel like anything. He didn't quit the system. But he came close to buying a car he didn't need, just to feel like he was moving. He didn't. But he thought about it. In 2010, if you'd put these 2 men side by side, you'd have bet on Michael. And you'd have been looking at exactly the wrong thing. Michael at 40. Here's what the money actually looked like. Gross income, $155,000. Taxes, $45,000. Mortgage, $2,900 a month. 2 car payments, $1,400. Kids, school, activities, tutoring, $1,800. Travel, dining, everything else, $2,500. What's left? About $800 a month. He wasn't failing, but he couldn't stop either. The school, the neighborhood, the second car. Every piece of the life he'd built required the income to keep running. Remove any one piece and something breaks. Michael needed his salary to survive his own life. Every single month, David at 40. Income still lower, $82,000. But for 15 years, he'd been investing every delta. Index funds, mostly. And 1 rental property. Bought in 2008, when prices collapsed, with savings he'd been stacking since his late 20s. By 40, that property was throwing off $1,100 a month after expenses. His portfolio, another $800 on average, $1,900 a month, arriving whether he worked or not. If David lost his job tomorrow, he had time. He had choices. If Michael lost his job tomorrow, he had about 3 months before things got serious. Same age, same country, same starting line, 25 years back. The difference wasn't income. It was never income. It was architecture. David remembers a Wednesday afternoon, nothing special about the day. He was at his desk, doing ordinary work. His phone buzzed, brokerage notification. A dividend had landed, $214. He stared at it for a moment, then went back to work. But something had shifted. He'd just been paid for sitting at a desk doing something else. The money hadn't needed him. He started tracking the number more carefully after that. Not obsessively, just watching. A year later, $2,400 a month. Then $3,100. Around 48, it crossed his monthly expenses. Not what he wanted, what he actually needed to live. He kept working anyway. 2 more years. But the nature of that work changed when he knew he didn't have to be there. He took the projects he wanted. He turned down the ones he didn't. He left meetings early. He stopped performing. At 50, he stopped going in. Not to a beach. Not to a second act. He just stopped, and nothing broke. Michael isn't the cautionary tale here. He made rational choices. Choices that made sense each time he made them. Choices that most of the people around him were making too. The problem is subtler than bad decisions. We're taught to read income as the score. Higher salary, bigger bonus, better title. These are the signals that tell you you're winning, so you optimize for them. You build a life that reflects them. And the life itself becomes the obligation. At some point, the income stops being the reward. It becomes the cost of maintaining everything the income bought. Michael's money works hard. It just works entirely for Michael's life, not for Michael. David's money, at a certain point, started working on its own. That's the architecture question, not how much do you make, but how much of what you make is working without you. The visible prize is the salary. The invisible one is the system underneath that makes the salary optional. David didn't crack a code. He just built differently, quietly, for a long time, without much to show for it. Until Tuesday morning at 7:14 a.m., when Michael was rehearsing talking points in traffic, and David's dog was asleep on the couch.